Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about founder. If you'll remember, we made a video, for anybody that follows us, we made a video called The Magnificent Seven about some horses I had in the string at the time. This was one of the horses we talked about that we were trying to get to recover from founder. So really quick, what founder is damage to the lamina in the foot between the hoof wall and the coffin bone. And so what will happen when that's damaged is that coffin bone a lot of times will start shifting down. It's super painful for horses, like they can hardly walk. There's a few things that cause it. And again, I'm not a vet. This is according to a vet that I was working with to get this horse healed up. One of the things that can cause it, and this is probably the most like fringe use case or fringe case, but when there's certain types of medications that some horses will react to that can cause that damage. That's super rare. The more common types are going to be too heavy, like sugary, starchy diet. Like if they've been way too heavy on sugars and starches, that's why you got to be careful graining horses because you can founder them. The other thing is their diet's too high in protein. And then lastly, and this is the one that I think is probably the most common, is when, maybe in the springtime, a horse has been stalled up a lot, or they just have softer feet, and then you ride them across like a bunch of rocks and stuff really hard. A lot of times that can cause founder. And for me, that's actually been, I've had a couple horses founder in all my time doing this, and that's been the most common one. So this horse could hardly walk last August, September. We had a chance to work with Denton Hume of DH Farrier Service, and he was awesome. So, once some of those like impacts had caused quite a bit of bruising in the sole. And so, we had to kind of let those grow out. So his feet had to get soaked. And one of my buddies, this was his horse, and he worked really closely with him and his vet as well. But I think it was primarily caused by, this is a finished ranch Versatility horse. And I think it was caused by some work he'd been doing being ridden out on the range. So those are some things that I think cause founder. It's been a long healing process, right? So it's like mid-April now. The challenge you run into is a horse still needs like blood flow in order to heal. So I try to keep him on really soft ground while just like through his day-to-day. But I do turn him out for probably an hour or two a day because we've been trying to go, he's also a thin-soled horse. And so I've been trying to build up that sole. And now his sole is actually built up really well. His sole's looking really good. For his first shoeing this year, we haven't done it yet. I've just been working him in the round pen on this soft sand and then keep him on the soft ground in the stall. But for his first shoeing, we're gonna do wedges, pads, and then some of that epoxy that pours in, just so he has plenty of padding and we don't risk him doing that again, because this is kind of this is a really, really nice horse. So I wanted to take you through today and just show you what that workout looks like as we're starting to get him more and more active now that he's been down for quite a few months. So one of the things that we're going to do is just kind of lope him around without me on him. But I try to do like a workout that's not going to put too much pressure on him, but that also is going to get him into a sweat. Because if horses aren't moving, they never recover. Like if they are just laying down all the time, they will never heal up. So you do got to get them up and moving a little bit, but it's a two-edged sword. You got to really play with it and be careful. So with that, I'm going to turn him loose here. So I'm just going to cut this horse loose here in the round pen. I'm going to point him away. So I don't want him, you can see he's favoring that foot a little bit. So he's going faster than I want him to, so I'm not going to put any pressure on him right now. There, he's kind of slowing down. I feel better about that. So you guys can see he's definitely not 100%, but he's feeling good enough to get out and kind of jig there a little bit. He looks okay in that lope. See, I like when he slows down there. I don't want him going fast. I don't want him feeling like he's in a hurry. You know, our goal is to get him to just be pretty chill. We're going for a light workout. You see how soft he is. Like if I just kiss to him, he'll pick up speed. Okay, I'm gonna drop back and get him to switch directions. Okay, there he goes. So this horse is only 5 years old. He is a son of a Royal Smooth Cat. Like I say, he's a finished ranch Versatility horse. Really, really cool horse. Very talented. And I don't need to be in a hurry with his recovery. My hope is that he's gonna make my daughter a good little like 4-H horse, or maybe, you know, if she wants to show in ranch Versatility. She's only 6 now, but I think he'll make her a really good show horse. And again, we don't need to be in a hurry with him. Like, I'll sit on this horse for 2 years if I have to. Like, he's a nice enough horse and has had good enough training that, like, it's worth it to just, like, take the time, let him recover, and then just baby him. Like, there are some of these horses, like, it's not my favorite to have to baby him, but there are some of these horses that they're just worth it. All right, I'm gonna stop him. So I like how this horse is just kind of taking it easy, going slow, but I need him to practice walking, trotting, and loping, and I'm okay with it, especially when we're on soft ground here. But I might pick him up just to a trot here and just watch how soft this horse is. If I just point, he's gonna pick up just a little bit, and then if I kiss, he'll kick up into that trot, and I want him to just hold there. So I'm gonna be careful with my body language to not put any more pressure on him. So I just want him to jig slow. We're just trying to get blood flow, just trying to get him to heal up. Okay, and then if I just point to this horse, I might have to kiss a little too. But you'll see he'll kick up into that lope. So I'm gonna let him do another maybe half circle or so, just at this nice, easy trot. And then right about here, good. Good, I can tell he's kind of warming up. He's getting some good blood flow. That lope looks better to me. Maybe one of the best things that ever happened to me was like 2 years ago, I got in a pretty bad horse wreck where I broke some ribs and a scapula. And it's taken me like 1.5 years to recover. It's just helped me be a lot more patient. Okay, we're gonna send him the other way. Just gonna have him go easy on this side. Cluck to him. That trot's maybe a little faster. There he goes, slows down just a little. Good. Okay, I'm gonna kick him up to a lope again. So you can see, like, he's not in a hurry. He is a little soved up there. He definitely favors that foot. And if I just kind of step back, slow him down. See that? Good. If I stop, this bit I'm running right here is just a real easy bit called it's a Kerry Kelly. I think the model's like an O2S66. Just kind of an easy bit. And I'm not gonna pull on him. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch. We're just gonna, again, kind of take it easy. You can see, like, he feels so much better than he did. This horse was, again, we'll include some footage, but he was so sore. And again, still not 100%, but like, we're not in a hurry. Good horses like this, like, you just take your time, get them healed up. They're just like any athlete. Sometimes they get busted up and they have to recover, but this is a good horse. Okay, I'm gonna kick him up into a trot here. So you can see, like, we're not in a hurry. We're just kind of taking this easy trot. We're on really soft ground. He doesn't have shoes on right now, and that's intentional because, again, I'm still trying to build up that sole. I want a lot of blood flow going to those feet for him to heal up. But I probably will get shoes on him in the next like 2 weeks. And I work this horse out 4 days a week. So 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on. And most of the time it's just real easy. Not most of the time, all the time. We haven't been doing anything crazy. I'm really happy with how far along this horse has come. And I really couldn't have done it without Denton Hume. Like, he's been such a good farrier. Probably has one of the smoothest trots I've like ever felt on a horse. Of course, when you've been on the Frisian trotting, anything feels really smooth, but even among quarter horses, he's like really, really good. And I will occasionally like kick him up into a lope just to see how he's feeling. Again, we're not in a hurry, just like slow. Oop. So he's doing all right. You can see he's, he's feeling a lot more comfortable than he was. But again, just slow, easy workouts. You do have to help him recover from founder. Be careful what you feed him. Keep him on soft ground. Build up that sole. And you can work these horses back. Happy riding. Adios.